nother level, but still keep it ghetto. Whole nother level, whole nother level.
Welcome to episode 5 of The Process of Hip Hop. I'm Brian Joseph, writer, blogger, processofhiphop.com, and as always, it's all about the process. In today's interview segment, I'll be talking to Dime Phrofet. Dime is a hip hop artist originally from Harlem, New York, and now residing in Los Angeles. So let's get into it. I'd like to welcome to The Process of Hip Hop, Miss Dime Phrofet. How's it going, my lady?
All is well. Good to hear from you.
So, Dime, I wanted to start with your background. How did you get interested in hip hop?
I'm excuse me. I'm 100% always interested. I feel like, I was born with music in my blood already, alongside just having the opportunity to grow up in a musical home where music was a form of expression more than regular communication with words were. So it would always be fun to communicate through songs, whether someone was feeling happy, someone was feeling sad. So it was a lot of that. And then also in my school, my elementary school, PS 46 in Harlem, I was always musically engaged through choir, which was the first form of music which I got to touch. And then I went there from doing interpret dance and then into the Harlem School of Arts. I went into playing instruments. So I started out with percussion. Then I went to the trumpet. Then I went to the marching band. So I've done so much that, it all ties into hip hop through expression and through poetry, which I love. So it's just flowing through me, and I'm blessed.
So you already have a musical background from start to finish, but who or what are some of the influences that you have musically that influenced you as you started to craft your style?
To be honest, it would come from just turning on the radio and hearing Biggie or hearing my aunt play Rakim, or just looking at hip hop movies, just understanding different things that were going on politically also in the world. And then when you turn on the radio, you hear the content or the topics of the song, which really, as I was growing up, I was always just listening more to the words before the beat, because I always cared to hear what these people were saying. And then that's how I learned how to write poetry through expression and what I'm feeling and stuff like that. So, all those forms, just always paying attention and listening. That's what gave me the willpower to want to pursue music as far as I've come.
So what was the tipping point? I feel like every artist has a point in time in their career where they stop rapping or making music for fun and it starts becoming something more serious. Tell me about that time for you.
Honestly, it just happened, like I would say last year is when I decided, okay, I'm not going to do this as a hobby anymore. I'm going to do this all the way. And that happened because I was working with so many other artists, and, I was teaching them the process of what it takes to be a well-rounded artist, or how to properly get their portfolios together. And it just seemed like we would get far, but then there was always like a place where we would stop, whether it be something not meant to work out or it was just a form of procrastination on one end of the table. So once I saw that, hey, I want so much for others, but I also have a passion for it. Let me flip the script and just do something the way I want to do it, how I want to do it, and go all the way in, put all my passion into it. And I know I can't fail myself because I work for myself, but I believe in myself. So how can I lose? So that's when I say, you know what, it's time to take this more seriously. And I also have a message to deliver to the people looking at what's going on in the world right now. And I play a huge part in that. And you'll see as my projects begin to start to release to the public, you'll see the messages that I'm coming with and the topics that I'm talking about, which tie into a lot of things that are going on in the world right now.
Would you describe yourself as a socially conscious rapper, or how would you describe your style of rap?
I'm a conscious rapper, but I'm still figuring out exactly which category I'm in, if I want to even be placed in a category, because whatever comes to my ear when I hear it, or like I feel something through my heart that tells me, hey, write this, or I feel like I got like, I don't know. I just go with my intuition, you know? It could be a party song. It could be a song where I'm talking about basically what's going on in the world and change. The topics vary. So, I mean, I'm still growing as an artist. You know, I wouldn't say the beginning stages, but I'm still growing, trying to exactly find out if I fit in a category or if I am my own category, you know?
So, as far as your first project, what is your process like? Do you like to have lyrics written, poetry written, and adapt that to an existing track? Or do you like to listen to a track and then begin to craft your lyrics around that?
So it goes both ways, you know. Sometimes I may have a producer play me some stuff that they may have, and you know, then I'll start to write to it if I'm able to catch a tune or if I see like a vision that I want to be able to bring to life. Or sometimes it's just me and I'm hearing things, but it's a mixture of both. Because sometimes I just have things that are written that I thought may have went on another beat, but then when I hear another instrumental, I'm like, oh my gosh, let me try this verse on there. Like it just might fit and be perfect. So I play around with it. I just, you know, play it by ear, and I also play it by emotion because I'm really passionate when I rap. Like when you hear me say some bars, it's coming from the heart. And I'm always speaking my truth. I'm speaking my life. You know, nothing is factual. Like everything is factual, excuse me. Nothing is fake.
Interesting when you say passion, because regardless of the genre, you have artists that just exude passion when they come across in their music. I'm thinking of the late great Tupac, who was so passionate when it came to his music, but equally as passionate would be a Chuck D, a KRS-One, and Ice Cube also exuded passion from day one. So those are just some examples. But let me ask you about the state of the female MC in the rap game, because I always feel like female MCs are referred to as female MCs rather than just being an MC. What is your take on the female MC in the rap game?
Honestly, my take on it is we're all MCs. You know, we all have this talent and different type of passion, and you know, we're trying to express ourselves. And I'm big on expression, so you'll hear me say that word a lot. But I feel like the door has always been open for female MCs, even when it goes back to like MC Light and Queen Latifah, you know, doing their thing and you know, showing how talented women can be in music. And I feel like the door is open. It's just that not many females were like pursuing it all the way, like they were just doing it or they felt unsupported. But I mean, you know, it's just about it opening up even bigger now because now we have more artists in the game, more female artists, and you know, they have their own style. They're not trying to be male rappers, they're just being themselves, and it's a beautiful thing. And I'm really happy to be a part of that and actually be able to, you know, take it to the next level because I'm not stopping. I'm gonna keep going, and I know a couple of other female MCs that right now on their grind as well. And I, you know, I see something huge happening for the female community, but just for MCs overall to just, you know, meet one another and start to create with each other because it's about the sound and how you're able to collaborate and different perspectives, you know, from
And
female and male.
Different perspectives are great. I think in hip hop, especially for female MCs, they've been categorized unfairly. So they've had to be placed in a specific type of mold. So when I think of the 90s and even the early 80s, you had a lot of female MCs that had that tomboy look, or when you think of the female MCs that are out right now, you have a variety of different categories and styles, all the way from a Cardi B. You have a Rhapsody, you have a Young M.A., you have a Nicki Minaj. You have all different types of female MCs not having to be bound by one category. I think that has happened in the past. So hip hop is definitely trending in the right direction. As an MC, what's your current state on the rap game? Who are some artists that you like or ones that you find inspiration from?
See, that's one of those questions where no matter what you say, people like to put things in the wrong category or the right category. They're always so judgmental. But me being, you know, a balanced person that I am when it comes to making decisions like this, I honestly have an appreciation for all artists that are making music right now and have made it to the top where they're, you know, known state to state. And it's because there are different songs from different artists that attract me, and give me a feeling or motivate me. It may not be their whole entire project, album, mixtape, but there are certain songs that certain people make that just, push me to a place where I want to be or place me there. But overall artists that I tap into and look to right now, female artist wise, because I'm just a fan overall. I really do like Nicki Minaj and how passionate she is and creative she is. All the other stuff that she does with her personality, her personal life, that's her business. Like, I focus in on the music. I don't focus in on personal beefs or anything like that. But she's one person that I really listen to her projects a lot for inspiration. The newest artist I would say is another female, which I think it's the aggressiveness and the New Yorkness that I like, is a Cardi B. And then I'll switch back into like old school things, which I find rhythmic. I forgot how to say word. Rhythmic. And it's like when it goes back to the days of when we had like the Murder Inc. family and like Ja Rule with his choruses and catchy lyrics and the storyline. So I'm big on that type of stuff. Like, that's kind of like what I grew up on hearing. There's a lot of other great artists out there, but those are just like my go-tos right for now that I have on repeat. There are other people that are like super influential. Like, I listen to a lot of Nipsey right now and a lot of Jay-Z, because these are people who created a way, created a path, and opened doors, and are about change. And that's something that I'm really about: change, positive change, coming from the environment and the neighborhood that I come from, and putting all the stuff that I learned into my music and being able to connect with people and show them, look, I'm just like you, but I'm just made different decisions. And if you do this too, in this type of way or a way that works for you, you'll be able to be the greatest you that you can be too. We just don't have to walk in the same footsteps, but there's a template and there's a formula, and I'm willing to give it to you, but you got to listen to the music to understand.
Absolutely, that's real. As far as artists and other producers that you've worked with, I mean, again, I know you're still working on your first project, but are there any other like artists or producers that stand out to you, or that again, whether they're, it doesn't matter what the level of fame or notoriety is, but that you've worked with that have really,
I mean, right now the
made a connection?
producer that I'm really working with is from New York, and is my homeboy that I actually grew up with. We went to the same schools. His name is Mano Trax. He's from Harlem, and he's been throwing me like fire after fire after fire. And I run past some of my lyrics to him, and he be like, "Keep it right there. That's exactly what it is." Or he'll help me like adjust things and be like, "Look, if you change that a little bit, it'll sound even deeper, like where you want to go." And I appreciate something like that. We go back and forth with ways that we can help one another. He's been a great, great help on my project right now. And then there's other producers out there which I really admire, like Ant Beats. He really has some amazing instrumentals that, I mean, I like to tell stories, and he helps me create those visions in my mind, and I'm able to just deliver. Like, and I love when I hear beats that are just as passionate as I am, and sometimes they speak for themselves, and I love stuff like that.
The storytelling element of rap is just something that I really, really love. You go back to the 80s, Rakim had that storytelling element. Then you fast forward to the golden age of hip hop, the 90s. That's your Pac, that's your Biggie, that's your Nas. That is, again, something that I really, really want hip hop to return to, that I don't think it is at right now at this point. But the genre will continue to evolve. As the saying goes, what's old is new and what's new is old. And so we may see a return to that storytelling element. But Don, where do you see yourself a year from now?
A year from now, I'm gonna be streaming all over on all platforms, going on tour, bringing more content to the world, and just showing off my skill set and being more courageous in the things that I decide to, allow in my life, as far as just taking those leaps and taking music to the next level, because I don't plan to just always just produce music. Like, I'm going to go into producing music videos as well when it comes to directing, because right now I'm directing my own videos, and a lot of people, they're impressed. I know that I've had these skills, but they're really impressed with how I'm able to bring my visions to life. So I just see myself in a way better place. I'm truly blessed right now. I have so many connections, but the world's going to know my name, and they're going to know it for good reason, and they're going to support me. And I'm really excited to do all the stuff that I'm planning in 2020 because I've already started.
So, Dime, let's talk about your music. I've already checked some of it out on SoundCloud. Talk to me about this track you have called Life.
Yeah, so Life was a song where I was just sitting at the beach, and I was just going through my mind trying to meditate, but I had so much just going on, and I didn't know who to be mad at, myself or mad at life for the way it was going. So I started writing, and then the hook came out like, life, you gotta let it do what it through. Oh, excuse me. You gotta let it do what it do. Been through the worst, but just know I ain't mad at you. Just know I ain't mad at you. Been through the worst, but just know I ain't mad at you. So basically, I'm telling life like, you gotta let it do what it do, like to the people, but don't be mad at life, for it's going to deliver what it's supposed to deliver to you. You know what I'm saying? Things going to happen to where they're supposed to happen. You just got to make the best of it and stay optimistic, keep faith in a higher power, and just ask the universe precisely and detailed what you want from it. And just go through the motions, because the motions are what make you stronger, what give you the knowledge that you need to make yourself whomever that person that you see yourself in your true destiny to be. So it goes through like a little bit of a scene that happened in my life. You'll hear it at the end. Then you'll hear me talk about just my feelings on how, I felt lonely at that point. I felt lost. I felt lonely. And I felt like I wanted to do the worst thing in life and was take my life. But I wouldn't do that. But that's just how I felt. So I was able to express it on there and turn it into a positive by letting it out on paper, and it turned into a really nice song that a lot of people that were around me at that time, they were like, dang, Dime, I really needed that. And I was like, man, I really needed that. But it's one of those good sing-alongs with a dope melody.
Talk to me about the track Keep Going.
Keep Going is definitely what I was doing on my Instagram page for a while, my Monday motivation. And it's a song basically telling you to keep going, don't stop. Everything you're going through and everything you're doing is going to pop. Like, don't have no stress. Just stay focused, put good energy into what you're doing, and just watch it come to life. I'm big on peace, and I'm big on balance, and I'm big on keeping your faith in the higher power and also in yourself, because you are control of yourself. You are your own boss, and all the doors are open for you. You just have to be willing to walk through them.
So what's the best way for people to stay in contact with you, Dime?
There are a couple of ways. I answer DMs on Instagram. My Instagram is Dime Phrofet, DIMEPHROFET. We can connect there, and always through email. My email is on my business page on Instagram. And, I respond depending on what it is. It has to be true business. But those are the ways that you can reach out to me.
Well, Dime, when you blow up, promise me you'll come back to the process of hip hop. Thank you so much for joining the show, and I want to wish you the best of luck in your future.
Thank you. Likewise. And love is love. I will be back. We're here to make history.
Hope you've enjoyed episode 5 of The Process of Hip Hop. Join us next week for our next episode. The Process of Hip Hop is produced and edited by me, Brian Joseph. Executive produced by Dale Harewood. Music by DJ Big Mike of Realside Records at realsiderecords.com.